Okay, so right now we will be discussing about uh, after the installation how you create a database. So once your installation is done in SQL Server, what you will do, you can check the installation here. You have to go to Start menu, and then you have to find the SQL Server folder on the left pan. And as you can see here, SQL Server 2014. Now which one we will select here? You need to expand that, and you can see this sign here. Okay, that is the SQL Server Management Studio. Okay, it's a client tool to connect to allow users or developers to connect to SQL Server databases. So through that we can connect to SQL Server database. So we will just click that to open it. Now connecting to SQL Server. So this is the computer name. You will have the same computer name, and this is the instance name. So I discussed about what is the instance. So you may install it default. So you have to click put here just the computer name here. Okay, I have a named instance, so I have to put here name instance test TEST. Okay. So now two authentication are there. Windows authentication, which is like it will authenticate with the access that you have in the laptop. Now I told you important thing that when you install, you have to right click on your installation copy, and then install the software. So let's see, I will show you again. So this is the installation exe file. So you need to right click and run as administrator, otherwise later on you have to change certain configuration to get connected there. If you have not done that, you can select SQL authentication, server authentication, and then if you remember when you did the installation, you had SA login and then password. You have to put SA and then SA password there, whatever is there you need to put, and then connect. Okay, so let's go and see. I will connect with Windows authentication, and let's see how we can connect to database. So on the left side you can see Object Explorer. So if you click on view, you can see the Object Explorer from here as well, or if the shortcut is there, F8. So if we close it, you can open it this way. You can click F8 or this will come. So you can see here your database engine is up and running. So it's a SQL Server, my laptop name and then instance name, and there are SQL Server objects here. We have database, we have security. We will deal with database now. So what database we have? We have system databases. We will study on that later on. And these are user databases. Two category generally databases are there. One is system database, another one is user database. So after a database snapshot, whatever comes here, these will be user database. If you don't see anything here, that means you still did not create any database. Now how you can create a database? Right click on that, create new database, and database name you can put it there with the name DBA test, that way. And as I said, there are two files there. One is data file, one is log file. So you need to understand a little more in depth regarding that later on. But for now, you can see here a couple of things. This is like where the data file and log file will be located. So when you create a database, two files will be created on that location, and we can go there. If you click here, the program files, it will take you to program files, and then whatever location you have, you want to create the database. You can even change the database location wherever you want from here. You just click there. It's just the security thing, just don't worry about that. So let's say you want to create that on this folder. So you can select that folder and database will be created there. And then you want to create the log file there, so database file will be created there. And you click OK, the database will be created. As you can see here, we have created database test database. So on other hand, we can create a database with the command statement, with this tsql. So here you can see create database. So as you can see here, create database and then database name. This primary, on primary means nothing, but it has file group. So we will study details later on, since we are in the beginning level. When we study partitioning, this will come in details. So I'm telling you just in basic what is file group. So for example, you want to keep all the data files in one location. So you can group the data files. So here you can see only one data file where data will be saved. So you can have multiple data files, and then all the files you can put it into one file group, or you can create a separate file group. And this is a primary database file, so it will go here, and then secondary files will go to other file group. So this is like a grouping the files together, data files together, and putting on a specific location. Now primary file group or any secondary file group or additional file group, the purpose is you can define like couple of data files in one group and then put it into one location. So this is the way you can keep the files in different places, and that is done due to like space management. So you can see like which file is growing, how much space it needs more, how much free space you have, and this can be handled well. So let's see, we will just create a database here. Let's say put 2 and then 2, just to make sure we should not be having on the same location same file name. So I'm creating another one. This is fine, but try to have unique name on database. This is a logical name of the file. So it has logical name, it has physical name, it has logical name and physical name. Let's click execute. So you can see on the left the database has been created. So the database files were created here in this location, and if you go there you should be able to see this has been created there, SQL Server software location. So these are the files that you can see. These are physical file name. Now to understand what is logical file and physical file, the simple way is you have a file and you basically have file name, and this is like where I am located. So this two doesn't have to be the same. You can put any name here on the physical file, and this is like a name of the file. When you put it there on any specific location, you just change the name there to make sure it's unique. So it's the physical file name, and this is the logical file name. That's all for this lesson. Thank you.